Living in this dunya to the believer is a prison. Living in this dunya to the believer is a prison. Living in this dunya to the believer is a prison.
Wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulullah. I'd like to welcome everybody to our Sunnahfollowers Kids program. Alhamdulillah. And this is our program that's held for the kids every Sunday at this time. And alhamdulillah, I was able to make it on time today, even though I haven't had any sleep. But mashallah, I didn't want to miss today's class because today we're going to be speaking about something that's very important for the kids to know about, and that's friendship, choosing friends and friendship in Islam. And for everybody that's new tuning in to us, I want to remind everyone that for this class, we're studying from the book entitled Dunya. For those of you who are new, who do not yet have this book, the book can be purchased on Amazon. It's written by one of my students, Brother Daryl Kirk. And the book is only costs $13. I'm going to put it here. This is the name of the book. Yeah, a lot of you are typing. I see that's joined in. The name of the book is Dunya. And it's written by my student, Brother Daryl Kirk. And today's topic or today's chapter is a very important one because it's a chapter that the children really need to be educated about. And that's the topic of friendships. And Islam is not just a religion, but it's a way of life. And being that it's a way of life, it addresses all aspects of life, not just how to worship Allah, not just how to behave and how to act, but also Islam even lets us know how selective we have to be when it comes to choosing people to associate with. And let's put this, the PowerPoint up on the screen for today's lecture. And that for those of you who don't have the book, this is how it looks. Can everybody see that? Let me make it larger. This is the name of the book. It's called Dunya. And let's try to make it a little. There it is. Right. See that? You guys see that now? Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, and see, yeah, that's the picture of the book. I see I have some of the new people here, or I want to welcome the new people here. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. I am Sister Layla Nashiba, the infamous. Remember, I said infamous, not famous. The infamous. There's a difference between being infamous and being famous. I am not famous, but I am infamous. The infamous Layla Nashiba. Okay. And I want to welcome you and your kids here to our program. That's the picture of the book, Dunya. Take a screenshot of it. And again, the book is only $13. And tonight we're going to be covering pages 99 through 102 of the book, which addresses friendships. And this is something that the kids really need to know about because, again, our children are in school. And unfortunately, and I do repeat the word unfortunately, a lot of you have your kids in non-Islamic schools. And I want to just tell you that is a big mistake. That is a big mistake, to have your children in non-Islamic school, in the public school system. Number one, America's school systems suck. We know that. The kids don't learn anything. They don't learn reading comprehension. They don't learn anything except how to be like the non-Muslims. They learn bad behavior. They learn bad character from public schools. That's all they're going to learn. Okay. And even with the Muslim schools, I know a lot of you complain that the problem with the Muslim schools is that number one, they're so expensive. You know, being that the Muslim schools, you know, you have to pay the teachers and things like that. A lot of you complain about how expensive, and I understand it, especially if you have more than 2 children. You got 4 or 5 kids, and one thing about us Muslims, we make babies. Okay, and then even the homeschooling for the Muslim school, many of you are saying is expensive too. So but I strongly encourage you all, if you are able to homeschool your children. Number one, homeschool your children. And if you're going to homeschool them and you can manage to afford it, and I highly recommend you try to maybe cut the budget here, cut the budget there, check out safausa.org. safausa.org. This is the homeschool grades kindergarten through 12th grade, put together by Sheikh Kareem Abu Zaid. It's international. It doesn't matter where you are here in America, whatnot, or Canada. You can homeschool your kids through Safa USA. I really encourage you guys to check out the Safa USA program, because not only are your children getting a secular education, you know, but they're on one of the best secular educations too, but also they're getting an Islamic education. The same classes that I am teaching here. You know, Sheikh Kareem Abu Zaid is teaching in his home school. Your kids will get to know how to get your kids will get to know their Lord. Your kids will learn what loyalty and disassociation is. So I strongly encourage you guys to check out safausa.org, you know, for your kids. But for those of you who can't afford needing to do any of that, you know, we have to understand that if you're putting your kids out there in this dunya, that's what you're doing when you're putting them in these public schools. They're going to be around a bunch of bad people. Why? Because children are a reflection of their parents. And living in the era in which we're living in, look around us. You know, we're living in a computerized age where kids are learning their morals and their character from off of YouTube, social media. The parents are out working. The kids are being babysat by television, and the kids are picking up bad character. So you're going to have to be aware of that. You are putting your kids in a jungle. The world is a jungle, as they used to say in the 80s. Welcome to the jungle. Oh, yeah. One of my favorites back in the 80s. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the jungle. That's what you might as well say when you put your kids in these public schools. So it's important that you talk to your children about friendship. Because when it comes to choosing friends and when it comes to choosing companions, you know, we have to do it in a way that ensures that our children are surrounded by people who not only support them in their lifestyle, which is a lifestyle free of LGBTQ, which is a lifestyle that's free of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. But also, you want to surround them with people who uphold the principles of Islam, which is total submission to Allah, the principles that our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam instilled in us. Remember, our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he said, choose your friends wisely, because you will become like your friends. So your children will end up adapting the behavior and the mannerisms of whoever their friends are. And even Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning, keep yourself happy with those who call upon Allah, who remember Allah in the morning, they remember Allah in the evening, and they live their lives seeking His pleasure. And do not let your eyes pass beyond those kind of people. SubhanAllah. So Allah commands us. And our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam commands us to be careful who we associate with. And I want you parents to think about that. And I want you kids to think about that. You know, when you leave the home, you're going out into the world. You're going out into the world amongst people who do not have the same identity that you have as a Muslim. Their priorities are not like yours. Their likes and dislikes are not like yours. You're going to have to hold on to your Muslim identity. And Allah is telling you that don't get close to these people. Don't get too attached to these people whose lifestyle is not ours, whose lifestyle is not surrounded with remembrance of Allah. Okay, so it's important as Muslims that we're careful who we choose to hang out with. Okay, we also have a hadith where the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, a man is upon the religion of whoever his best friend is. So let one of you look at who you choose to be friends with. What is the prophet saying here? He's saying that we take on, you know, the belief system of the people that we choose to be around. Your best friend, you're a reflection of him. He's a reflection of you. Whatever belief system that your close friends have, that's reflection of what you believe. So you have to go out in the world and detach, disassociate from. This is why one of the kids asked, why is it that I can't have non-Muslims for friends? Because their lifestyle is not like yours. Their character is not like yours. Their goals, their aspirations are not like yours. You don't want to be like them. Okay? So the way to prevent yourself from becoming like them is to detach. You deal with them from a distance. Okay? Because you'll be influenced by their beliefs. You'll be influenced by the things they do. Also, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the example of a good and a bad friend is like a man who sells musk for a living and a man who works in the bellows and blows the smoke of the bellows. The man who sells smoke, who sells musk, when you go around him, either he will give you some of the beautifully smelling musk that he is selling, or you will walk away from him scented with the scent of his musk on yourself. And then for the man who works blowing the bellows, the ironsmith, you go to visit him, you're going to walk away smelling like the smoke and dust of the ironsmith. So again, guys, we have to be careful who we surround ourselves with, because their behavior, the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they dress, it's going to rub off on you. You're going to end up picking up words that they use. You're going to end up doing gestures that they do. You're going to end up imitating them and their actions. Also, remember, Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning, O you who believe, respond to Allah and to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he calls you to that which gives you life, and know that Allah intervenes between a man and his heart, and that to him you will be gathered. In other words, Allah is telling us, respond to him. Respond to and be like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Know that Allah is aware of everything that we do. There is nothing we can say, nor is there anything that we can do that Allah is not aware of it. You may find yourself in need of help. So you may turn to Allah and call upon Allah for help. Do you think Allah is going to respond to you and give you help if you're smoking marijuana? Or if you're walking out the house taking off your hijab so you can be like your friends? Do you think Allah is going to answer your call when you call upon him? You know, if you're walking around sneaking with boyfriends and girlfriends. So again, guys, you know, we're influenced by the people that we surround ourselves with. So we have to make sure that we surround ourselves with righteous Muslim friends. And remember, as far as intermingling, a lot of you may ask me, Sister Layla, is it okay if I have a boy as a friend? No. Boys should not be friends with little girls. Little girls should not be friends with little boys. The boys should play with the boys. The girls should play with the girls. It's better for us that way because it'll keep our minds from wandering to that part where maybe I should have a girlfriend. Maybe I should have a boyfriend. Maybe I should kiss her. Maybe I should kiss him so I can be like the other little girls and boys. No. So make sure that when you do choose friends, they're the same gender as you. Not because you're into the LGBTQ. Oh, no. We don't support that. We're not LGBT. Okay? But my best friend is going to be a female because I'm a female. Because I can talk with her. I can be alone with her and share my thoughts with her without Shaitan getting involved. If I was a man, my best friend would be another man because I can talk to him and share my thoughts with him without Shaitan getting involved. So, as you guys can see, guys, as Muslims, Allah has set the laws for us, even when it comes to choosing friends. We deal with the non-Muslims, but we don't get too close to them. We deal with them on a business level. If you have to go to the Kafir schools, you go to school with only one thing in mind, to get the education and leave. You're not there to make friends. You're not there to be popular. And you have to condition yourself that you're better than them. The fact that you do believe La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, that makes you better than them. So you go there with your mindset on only learning and leaving. That's it. I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to get attached to any of you. My friends are at the mosque. My friends are other Muslims. Okay? So now, let's see how well you kids understood this. I'm going to ask some questions and see if you guys can answer the questions based on what I've talked about today. Let's see, I'm going to open this up so we can see. I want to see you guys here. Okay, here's the first question. Oh, wait a minute. Let me close this up. This popped open. What does Islam teach us about choosing friends to hang around with? Go ahead, brother Diermani. Diermani, what does Islam teach us about choosing friends? Go ahead, Diermani.
It teaches us not to go around friends that smoke in the hood, and you should go to friends that don't smoke in the hood.
Wow, mashallah. You guys see that? The kids know what's happening. They see what's going on. Yeah, we shouldn't go around people and choose people for friends who smoke marijuana and all of that. And don't go around people who do drugs and stuff like that. And the kids see it. It's happening. They doing drugs in the schools. By the way, for those of you who don't know, even in elementary school. Oh yeah, the elementary schools are smoking, kids are smoking marijuana. The elementary school kids are eating edibles. Have you guys heard of edibles? This is some type of cupcakes and candy that they put marijuana in and get high off of. Okay, Islam teaches us that we don't go around people like that and get close to people like that. Good job, dear Mani. Go ahead, Corday. What else does Islam teach us about choosing our friends, Brother Corday?
That we shouldn't go around people who participate in gangs and are stealing.
Exactly. We shouldn't even have people even associate with people who steal. And kids are doing that in elementary school. They're stealing other kids' lunches, stealing other kids' coats and clothing and toys. You know, we don't hang around with people who do bad things like that. And we definitely don't choose to get close with them. Good job, Corday. Brother Shuaib, what else does Islam teach us when it comes to choosing friends?
Islam teaches us not the boys not to be friends with girls because the girls might feel like
They might want to kiss your cheeks and stuff, right?
yeah.
That's right. Shuaib know what he's talking about. Oh yeah. Girls want to kiss you. Boys don't be friends with little girls. They want to kiss you on your cheeks. They want to hold your hands. And that leads to other things. Do you know that when I was a substitute teacher, when I used to substitute elementary, I would substitute 5th grade and 6th grade. I would do 5th grade civics and 6th grade history. Do you know that a lot of the kids, I would have at least 2 or 3 girls in the 5th grade who were pregnant. These kids know what they're talking about. I had 10-year-old girls in my class who were pregnant every year. And I was like, oh God, this year's 3. Last time it was 2. 1 year it was 5 girls. I'm like, oh my God, more and more these girls are getting pregnant. This is what happens when you become, take the opposite gender as your close friend. You know, it's going to lead to that type of stuff. Kids going to start experimenting and touching and all that crazy stuff. So this is why Allah closes the door to that by saying, do not intermingle like that. Good job, Shuaib. Yes, Sister Asma and Najma, what else does Islam teach us about choosing friends? Go ahead, Asma and Najma.
To choose good friends with good behavior because you're going to rub off with them. So if you have a good friend that does like good things to other people, then you're going to rub off with them and you're going to become a good friend too.
MashaAllah, good job when you do choose friends. When you decide what Muslim girls or what Muslim boys to be friend, you want Muslim boys and Muslim girls who have good character, good behavior. Because it's
and also you don't choose friends that do nasty stuff like pick their nose and put it under the table.
Oh yes, nasty. Exactly. You want kids to be friends with you who have good manners. They know how to cover their mouth when they cough. They know how to use a tissue instead of using their finger and their nose and rubbing it on you and stuff. This is nasty. This is bad behavior. Good manners. You want a friend who has good manners. Good job. Sister Amalia, what else does Islam teach us about choosing friends?
People start kissing, having boyfriends, stuff.
Yeah, have you seen that in school from them non-Muslim kids? Have you seen them kissing and stuff? You go to Muslim school though, don't you? Are you in Muslim school?
No.
Oh, you see them kissing and holding hands in Kafir school? You see them doing that, don't you?
No, not really.
Not really. Okay, good. But you know they do that, right? So you stay away from that. Exactly, guys. You know, peer pressure. It's called peer pressure. As we get older, you know, peer pressure. The other kids try to tease you and they call you names. Oh, you don't have a boyfriend. So they'll call you names or they'll make fun of you because you dress differently and you behave differently. Don't succumb to peer pressure. Good job, Amalia. Yes, Sabrina, what else does Islam teach us about choosing friends?
Well, you can't like just be very far away. Since my school is not an Islamic school, and I know a couple kids who are Muslims, but the ones I know, I didn't even know they're Muslims since they didn't wear hijab. But like there's non-Muslim kids everywhere, and you can't just distance them. So you can't like be friends with them, but you can like talk to them since you live around them.
Exactly. Good job. Go ahead. Keep going, Sabrina.
It's like you're friends with them at school, but then it doesn't like go all the way to like visiting their houses, having sleepovers, play dates. It just ends at school.
Exactly. You guys hear that? She's so smart. Exactly. We're surrounded by non-Muslims. So there's no such thing as isolating ourselves. We talked about that in another class. There's no such thing as isolating. There's no way you can isolate yourself and just not have nothing to do with anyone. Okay. You're going to have to interact. You're going to have to interact with non-Muslims at school. You know, you're going to have to interact with them when you go to the bank, when you go to the grocery store, you go to the library, when you're on the bus, when you're, you know, whatever. But like she said, keep it there. Don't bring it home with you. You know, don't take it outside of that. I go to school, I have to talk with the other kids. You know, I'm not saying don't talk with them, don't interact, don't be like this. No, you know, you have to speak. You can speak and be polite with them, but like she said, leave it there. Leave it there at school. Once you leave out the door, you know, I'll see you tomorrow and keep it moving. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll keep it moving. You don't want to get too personal with them because you're going to have to learn how to interact with other people. You're going to have to understand, guys, that the majority of the world will always be non-Muslim. The majority of the world will always be non-believers. So we're going to have to know how to interact with them without allowing them, our interactions, to impede upon our identity as Muslims. Good job, Sabrina. So proud of you. Yes, go ahead, Amira. What else? Go ahead, Amira.
It teaches us to associate with believers that like remember Allah and do what they're supposed to do, like praying, doing good deeds, helping their parents and helping needy people and helping their elders, and disassociate from non-believers.
Good job. And like that. Good job, because even Muslims, even when we choose Muslim friends, right, Amira, we have to be careful with them too, right?
Yes.
Because there's a lot of Muslim kids that don't like Sabrina was saying too, who don't wear hijab, who don't pray, you know, who don't fast during Ramadan. So we have to deal with them on one level, but not get too close, too intimate with them on other levels. You want to make sure, like Amira said, that you surround yourself with practicing Muslims. Muslims that are not just Muslim in name only, but I'm a practicing Muslim. I believe La ilaha illallah. And remember, whatever is in your heart, it's going to show through your actions and behavior. You're not just one of those people that say you believe, but your actions, your behavior is showing that you do believe. MashaAllah. Good answers. So this is very important, guys. We have to be careful when it comes to choosing friends. And here's another question too. When we do decide to choose friends, what are some qualities that we should look for? What should I look for in a person in order to say that they qualify to be a friend of mine? Go ahead, Corday.
we should look for like if they're actually a good friend. For example, like if they help you out with your homework, something like that.
Oh
They pick you
gosh.
up if you fall, or if they don't have no lunch, you give them some of your lunch.
Oh my God, good answer. You know, one of the best qualities to look for is that person someone that will be there if you need them? Is that person someone who would be there in good times as well as bad times, or is that just a person who's a fair weathered friend who's only around when times are good? Was this person a person that you can call on and say, hey, I need some help? You know, I don't have any lunch money for this week. So can you loan me $5 so I can buy some lunch this week? Good job, Corday. What's another quality that we should look for when choosing a friend? Sister Amira.
Respect and loyalty.
Wow. Respect. You said respectability, right?
I said respect.
Respect, exactly. Wow. That's really important, guys. Look at how how that person treats their parents. Is that person respectable to his or her parents? Or do they talk back to their parents? Does that person respect authority, the people of authority? Does that person have respect for himself? Is this a person that would respect you, show respect towards you? So respect is a big, big characteristic that we need to look for when choosing other friends. Good job, Amira. Brother Shuaib, what's another quality that you should look for when choosing a friend?
The quality that you gotta look for choosing a friend. Look for a friend, people that don't bully others.
That's important.
And also look for people that that's just sorry if they do something wrong.
You hear that, guys? That's important. A big problem we have today is bullying. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of kids out there who like to pick on other kids, who like to harass other kids, even adults. You guys see it on the internet, on YouTube. Adults bullying other adults, calling them out their names. You don't want a person like that to be your friend. You don't want a person that goes around picking on other people, bullying other people. Bullies are cowards. So you don't want a coward for a friend. You want a person that's going to be respectable to everyone, like Amira said, who's going to stand up for justice, who's going to stand up for what is right. You don't want somebody that goes around feeling proud because he's beating up on people and abusing other people. Remember, Allah hates oppression, and Allah hates people who oppress others. So you want to make sure that when you choose a friend, it's a person that's not a bully, that's not a coward. Good job, Shuaib. Asma Najma, what's another quality to look for when choosing a friend?
Someone who's nice, kind, who likes to help others.
Oh my gosh, that is so true. Boy, could I use a friend right now. You know, kindness, helpfulness. This is something that is so hard to find today, even for me, Layla Nashiba. I wished I had a friend. Right now, I'm going through some of the roughest times in my life. I'm going through one of the biggest trials in my life. I would love to have a friend that I can lean on. I would love to have a friend that I could call and say, hey, I'm having a rough time at it. can you come over? So again, you want a friend that's kind, that's compassionate, that can empathize for you, that can be there for you, to hold your hand and say, don't worry, Layla, you got this. You want a person, you know, who's going to give you a hug and say, I'm here if you need me, Layla. Of course, it's got to be the same gender. I'm here if you need me, Layla. You want a person to say, I got your back. I got you, Layla. Oh my God. You know, all my life I've been looking for somebody like that and never found it. You kids got some of the best answers here. Thank you for that, Asma. Great reminder. Even we adults need a friend. Sister Sabrina, what else is a good quality to look for when choosing a friend?
Like when you choose a friend, they usually, when you're about to do something wrong, they look at you and they're saying, "Don't do that. That's not right." And when when you're about to do something right, but you're hesitating, they're telling you, "Keep going. Come on, you can do it. You need to do that." And someone that's nice, that sometimes even if you're not there or like you're a little bit late to play with them, they wait for you. Or like they can tell when you're not feeling okay, because sometimes they know you well, that they know your face when you're okay and they know your face when you're not okay. So they can look at you and be like, you're not good.
That's so right. That's so important. That's so true. You know, sometimes you just don't, you don't want to have to sit there and talk and explain yourself. You know, you want a person that can read you, that can look at your face and look at the way that you're carrying your emotions, your gestures, and that person can read you. That person can say, wow, Sabrina must be going through a rough moment right now. I can look at you, Sabrina, and tell that something's on your mind. You want to talk about it? I can look at you and see that somebody hurt you, that you're hurting. Maybe you need a shoulder to cry on. That's a friend. That's a friend, guys. That's a friend. They can read you without you even having to say the words. They can look at you and see that you're in need of something. And they are letting you know that I'm here. I'm here for you. I got you. Oh my God. Wished I had a friend. Okay, Brother Sully, go ahead. What other qualities should you look for, Brother Sully?
What? Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
When you want a friend that that is honest, you want a friend that cares for you, you want a friend that wants to play with you and that you're a nice person, you want a friend that looks like you have a place for them to be friends with. You just want a friend that can be nice in every way.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Honesty. He spoke about honesty. Somebody that you can trust. A friend is someone that you can trust, that you can share your problems with, and know that the problems they're there to help you, but they're not going to take your problems and share it with the rest of the world. This is a person I can trust. This is a person that I know is going to be here, that's going to try to help me. This is a person that's going to hide the things that need to be hidden about me. Okay? That's hard to find someone that you can trust, because the world is a cold place. The world is a lonely place. This dunya is a prison for the believer. So finding a true friend a person you can trust, a person that's going to be there for you, a person that can read you without you even having to open your mouth. This is something unique. This is something rare. So this is why the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us, guys, be careful. Be careful. Be careful who you choose to get close with. Okay? Because not everybody is going to have your back. But when you do find a friend, a true friend that can help you in your journey in this world and your journey to the hereafter, then you hold on to that friend. You know, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had two best friends. Does anyone know who his best friends were? He had two best friends. Do you guys know who they were? Who were the Prophet Muhammad's best friends? His two best friends. Who? Go ahead. Anybody?
Abu Bakr and Umar.
Exactly. Abu Bakr and Umar, radiallahu anha. They were the Prophet Muhammad's two best friends. They were there for him in life. They'll be there with him in the hereafter. They were his do or die people. In fact, they're buried right next to him. They supported him. They could tell when he was sad. They could tell when he was happy. They knew when people were being rude and hard towards him, and they protected him. He didn't have to talk. They could read him. They could tell when he was troubled. He loved them dearly. And they will be the first and second people to enter paradise after him in the hereafter too. So we want to be like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and be mindful of who we choose to get close with. You want to try to find friends who will help you in your journey through this world and who will help you further in your journey towards the hereafter, like the Prophet did. Find an Abu Bakr and find an Umar. And it's hard to do because I'm 63 years old. I'm still looking for mine. So this was a wonderful class on friendship. And also, before we close out, we're going to go over our hadith for this week. And for those of you who are new or joining in, this is taken from the book written by Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atli. You can go to www.atleonline.com and get this book and many others written by Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atli. And we're going to review hadith number 50 for today. And this is a hadith that addresses how important it is for us as Muslims to stay away from doubt. And let's take a look at this hadith. This hadith is narrated by Numan ibn Bashir. He said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the lawful and the unlawful things are clear. In other words, he said that Allah has told us what's lawful and what's unlawful. And Allah didn't forget anything. We know what's lawful. Allah has manifested everything that's lawful, He's told us of. Everything that's unlawful, He's told us of. But you may come upon something that you don't know is lawful or not. So, if you come upon something that you don't know if it's lawful for you or not, then stay away from it. Because if you stay away from it, you're protecting your religion. But if you do it not knowing if it's lawful or not, if it's unlawful, you will fall into sin. So we've talked about this hadith before. Islam is complete. Allah did not forget anything. Allah did not leave out anything. But nobody knows it all. I don't know it all. You don't know it all. If you come upon something and you don't know if you should do it or not, it's best to avoid it, to stay away from that until you find out the truth. You'll be better off not doing it, because if you don't do it, you won't fall into sin. But if you do it, you may fall into sin. So avoid those things that are doubtful. Avoid those things that you don't know if they are permissible for you to do or not. Does everybody understand that hadith? An example, you may not know if you as a Muslim can smoke cigarettes. Well, all of you know that you can. But maybe you might be a new shahada. And somebody might come to you and say, hey, you want to smoke cigarettes? You don't know if smoking cigarettes is haram or not. Well, if you don't know if it's haram, then just say no, stay away from it until you find out the truth. Don't go ahead and smoke the cigarette and then later find out that it's haram. You guys see the wisdom of Allah? You see the wisdom of our way of life? Allah made it so easy for us, to not fall into sin. All we have to do is just stay away from those things that we don't know about. But how many of us end up experimenting out of curiosity? Remember, guys, curiosity is what kills the cat. Being curious is what kills the cat. Staying away from curiosity is what keeps that cat living. All right, so alhamdulillah, this was a wonderful hadith and a wonderful session for today. I want all of you to remember the value of friendship. Be careful who you allow to get close with you in this world. A good friend is hard to find. And when you do find one, hold on to it. Because so many people today can pretend. There's a lot of fake people. You see how the people look today. The women and men wearing fake hair, fake eyelashes, fake skin. It's hard to tell what's real and what isn't today. But when you do find a real friend, you hold on to that friend. Okay? Because people are fake. And people can hurt you. That's why the prophet said, be careful who you allow to get close with you. All right. I want to thank everybody for joining and participating in this session of our Sunnahfollowers Kids program. Also, let me remind everybody, we have my class at 6:30. We'll be speaking about faith. And I want all the kids to come to that class. I want all you kids to be here for my 6:30 class as we talk about Iman or faith. And also we have Mukhtar's class. He's doing the life of Khalid bin Walid. Khalid bin Walid, that'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then also later on tonight at 9, we'll have a continuation of our series on marriage in Islam. So I want to thank everybody for joining. Inshallah, I want the kids to enjoy the rest of your day up until 6:30. No, it's 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, be here for my 6 o'clock class. It's not at 6:30 today. It's at 6 o'clock today. Okay? All right. So, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, everybody.
Waalaikumsalam.
Williams.
My babies.